Now let's talk about a very special plane today, a very special plane of history. Let's talk about the Guppy series today. Now in front of us we have the pregnant Guppy, which is the first Guppy that came out. It's kind of interesting how they made it, but more on that later. First of all, we can say this is probably one of the most ugliest planes ever. It's I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's just weird. Now, how should I start with this whole aircraft? Now, back in the 60s, rockets and stuff were becoming a thing. And people were thinking, well, how do we transport these rockets? And what Aerospace Lines, which is the manufacturer of this plane, did was they took a Boeing Stratocruiser and they did this with it. Now, the Stratocruiser, pretty much everyone should kind of know it. Actually, this is quite a high-quality add-on plane. The pregnant Guppy also came with the Stratocruiser. It's right here. This is what it looks like. It's quite a transformation, as you can tell, from this plane to this plane. Now, that was in 1962. And as you can see, this plane, even though it's ugly and, I don't know, it doesn't look very aerodynamic, does it? It still flies, right? Now, this plane is incredibly shaky while flying. I'm just noticing that. Well, I mean, it flies, right? And that's kind of all that counts. Now, 3 years after developing this plane, they actually made a new kind of Guppy, and that was the Super Guppy in 1965, which was most probably a bit better because it had super in the name. Now, something that I saw here in the menu is we can actually add certain rockets to the payload to our weight. But we cannot access this because we are flying. That kind of makes sense, right? But yeah, this plane was mostly used by NASA and stuff. Now, it was around for a while, like 20 years, until 1979, where it was scrapped. And this is a high quality add-on plane for FSX. It works really well. It is really realistic. Now, for example, this plane transported the rocket of Saturn 1, not Satan, but Saturn. Landing gear down and come in for a smooth landing. I don't know where the flaps handle is. I don't know. We don't need flaps. We just have to be fast enough, right? That's how physics works, right? Landing gear is down. That is confirmed. 100 feet. Shut up. Actually, this is a 3-crew cockpit. We have a flight engineer, a co-pilot, and a pilot. Oh, no. Oh. Okay, we have done a smooth landing, right? Let's now stop. That was actually acceptable, wasn't it? I mean, we kind of did an underrun. What I mean by that is that we kind of landed before the runway properly started, but that's a whole nother story. Now, how do I open the cargo doors? I would like to know, because the airplane actually used to open sideways. Very impressive. Let's see what happens if I press Shift E. That's actually how to normally open a door. Oh. Yeah, no, that's not what I wanted. This is what I also hate about FSX. You cannot really move around the cabin and stuff. We can open the windows, though, for fresh air, right? What does this do? You have a first aid kit if you do a hard landing. But yeah, we cannot even open the door, so I doubt that there's actually a designed cabin. Now, actually, this plane is pretty big. Like, as you can see by the text here, this used to be the largest airplane in the world when it came out. You know, that was before the 747 and all. I think the 747 was a bit bigger than this one. I would like to open the door, though. Can't we do that? Oh, here we can add the Saturn rocket, right? Okay, we now have it inside of our airplane on this short runway. Let's try this, right? Let's just take off. Now, this is quite a promising plane. I mean, it flies, right? Now, actually, we are overstressing the engines right now, but that is needed at this moment. Oh, please rotate. We are overrunning. We are officially overrunning. 110. Oh, that is a tail strike. That was kind of a tail strike. Let's try to maintain a stable flight. Or not.
We're stalling.
Okay, but let's try not to be stalling. Now, how would I rate this plane when it comes to looks? I don't know. I would probably not give this plane a high rating. Maybe a 1 out of 10. I mean, it flies though, so it's kind of cool, right? Okay, let's maintain stable flight. Let's not crash. Yeah, we are maybe a bit overweight with that rocket we have inside of our airplane. Maybe, but we are climbing right now. We are not losing altitude and we're not losing speed. Okay, we are just casually flying. It's no problem for this plane, actually. Even though we have this weight, no problem for this plane. It's definitely flyable. Now, do we have windshield wipers here? Oh, yes. Now, after NASA didn't really have demand for this plane anymore, they scrapped this one because it was just too old. You know, it didn't have any jet engines. What is that of a runway there? Okay. Oh, my goodness. Hard landing. Uh-oh, we're overrunning, though. But we safely transported some rocket parts. Whatever, good night.